So this is the 2018 Junior Cert Higher Level Paper 1 and we're looking at question number 8. Part A says solve the following equation and give each answer correct to 2 decimal places. Well, this is a quadratic equation, and because they're asking for the answer correct to 2 decimal places, we know we're going to use the quadratic formula. So you can find that in the tables book. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So our a value is the coefficient of x squared, which in our case is 1. There's a visible 1 there. Our b value is negative 4. That's b. And the c value is negative 7. So we sub these values in. So we got minus b value of negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b value squared minus 4 times the a value, which is 1, and the c value, which is negative 7. So you're just subbing all these values in for a, b, and c, and this is all over 2 times the a value, which is 1. So when we put all this into our calculator with the plus sign first, we get 5.3166, and on it goes. And that's when we do it with plus. And if we do it with minus, that's with plus. If we do it with minus, then we get minus 1.3166, and on it goes. But we want our answers correct to 2 decimal places. So we look to the third digit after the decimal, which is 6. This will knock up the 1 in front there, so that'll be 5.32 to 2 decimal places. And here the 6 will knock the 1 up, it'll be minus 1.32. So that's our 2 solutions correct to 2 decimal places. Part B then. The solutions of the equation x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0 are x equals to negative 1 and x equals 2. The table below shows 3 graphs, a, b, and c. One of these graphs is the graph function f of x equals x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so we have the 3 graphs here, and what we're asked to do is put a tick in the correct box to justify which of these is the graph of f of x equals x squared minus x minus 2. Tick one box only and justify your answer. Okay, well this function here, so this function here is represented by one of the 3 graphs. They've already given us the solutions. If you notice here, the quadratic equation here, the algebra on the left is the same as the algebra in the function itself. So when we know the solution to the quadratic equation, x equals minus 1 and x equals 2, that means that these are actually the x values, the solutions to the quadratic will be the x-intercepts on the function. So minus 1 and minus 2 will be the x-intercepts of the function here, f of x. So it could be graph A, but it could also be graph B, minus 1 and minus 2. It can't be graph C because the x-intercepts here are negative 2 and positive 1, which are not these. So it could be one of these 2. And then the other thing you have to look at is the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept will be the value of f of 0. So in other words, when you let the y-intercept will be when you find f of 0, which will be 0 squared minus 0 minus 2. You're replacing the x's with zeros. That gives you negative 2. So here the y-intercept will be negative 2. So that's graph A has a y-intercept of negative 2. This one has what looks like negative 3. So the graph is graph A. The justification is partly this. I suppose just to put some language on it, we can say it cannot be graph B or C as the y-intercept is -2. That's a good enough reason. It covers why it can't be B or C, which means it must be A. And that's the end of the question.